He'll pop up and then out of nowhere.
Yeah, I guess I'll start the
Hi,
recording
to our
and
messages, so it seems like he will be here at some point.
yeah, exactly. He knew that he did
And I swear
respond
he answered the
6:05
phone
hour.
call when you called initially.
Everyone accepts a phone call as long as they are online initially.
Hmm.
It's just that they are not online. Then yeah, I can try calling him once more, and if it doesn't, then we'll start right off. And feel free to brainstorm and find tokens for your dogs in the meantime. And
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
yeah,
Oh, which one of these do I want?
Make one of them Scooby Doo.
what is Scooby Doo?
No, my dude, they're mastiffs. They're are mastiffs medium creatures?
I believe so. Yeah.
Damn.
They're really
For some reason, I thought they were larges. I was gonna say make it like,
Mastiffs are big dogs, but
yeah.
they'd be medium.
Yeah,
Mm.
but, yeah.
I was thinking Clifford, the big red dog. Just get that. If it was a large creature, but if it's just a medium, then don't even bother.
It's so big.
Right here.
That's a huge massive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Yeah, they're considered a medium beast, it looks like.
Soon of
There you go. That's the proper massive right there. I barely had one like that. Not as muscular.
Meaning that you need to do more exercise with him. Oh. Make him super jacked up. I wish I had a dog that makes a giant poop though. Okay, we have waited for 20 minutes. I think that's about time that we start off, right? Yes. So I think every one of you, we did a summary. So pretty much you're at the table right now, and he's about to. He stood up from the table with rage, grabbed his bow, and is about to ready to walk out. Arvin, would you like to say something to him? As he is walking out in rage.
I shall stand it myself. Obviously, he's pretty big, correct?
He is medium-sized creature. However, he is 6 feet tall and is slightly bigger than the other Lokanin, the wolf folks that you have seen.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect. Because I just want like a BAM! He stands up and he just like, hi. Stop! You do not want to do this. You are only playing into their hands, of course. Some of them may see you as animals, and by going on the suicide mission, you're playing into their hands. Do you want to do that? Or rather, do you want to maybe open an alliance with them and show them that you're better than what they expect of you? Do you want to die? Because I don't think I've met anybody who truly wants to die. Why not live on and be a true leader for your people?
Okay, that would work for most people in a way, but the argument is way too similar to the previous argument that the group has made.
Well, I wouldn't know this. That was here.
But I'll fill you up with a little bit more detail, I guess, about how the conversation in specific has went.
That'd be required.
Yes. So I'll say that you could take it back if you want to. So first of all, what he did is that he was in a mess, crying mess at the moment, when the group first met him. And while inquiring information, they got the information that he was captured in battle while fighting the bee folks.
Mm-hmm.
And according to him, he was spared of life and thus humiliated. And him being here is a sign of his weakness and the defeat of the territory and loss of the land. And he originally, when the group was talking, early idea was that he would go out and die fighting to cleanse the names, to restore the honor for his tribe, to set the example of the Shifteen, what it should be. And one more argument that the group has brought up is that you wanted them to expand into the swamp area, which they have mentioned that they use it for a test before to hunt down the beasts before they turn into an adult. And they said that if you conquer that area, there are a few materials they can use to enhance their armory. Maybe they have a better fighting chance against the bee folk, which seems to be working out as they had currently the chieftain inside his mind has a hostile intent towards bee folks. So he is a humiliated man, currently angry and mad, and is not afraid to die for honor. And group has previously tried to convince him to go to the party, but he had mentioned that he does not want to further disgrace his tribe by going to the conqueror's coronation and accepting the rule of that land that they have taken over. So, with the given information, yes.
In our last session, did we... I forgot if we gave him the idea or not, or a suggestion to send, like, representatives, but he stay. Did we suggest that? I forgot.
I
don't think you suggested that.
I think someone brought it up out of character, but we never actually said it in the to him.
Maybe that was what I was thinking of.
You could try, although I see reasoning is weakening. Give me some more backups and that may work. And I'll let you roll persuasion. And Erevan, yes. So with those in mind, with the previous arguments and more information from the thing, would you like to say the thing that you have said about going to them and becoming allegiance with them?
No. Actually, can I quickly, either history or something, can I do a check to see if I get a little bit of insight into their traditions? Maybe going based off of other tribes that would be from the mainland, to see if I can know some of their traditions. Big thing is, I'm wanting to know if they take challenges by combat. If I was to say that I am to challenge you, and if I win, you do not give up your life, but rather maybe he offers me one thing, and I see that thing to be to go to the party, kind of thing. He may be a man who's lost his honor, but has he lost his traditions?
One tradition that was asked by group, before you roll the check though, I will roll insider history, whichever you prefer. So while you're rolling, explanation is that the group has asked him already about who will be the next chieftain, and he did mention that he has an advisors under him, and once he dies, one of the advisors will be selecting the next chieftain among themselves. And they said that they don't take over the tribeship from the force and whatnot through the violence at the moment. However, let's see what you roll.
Freeze up.
You can
I heard
in the real dice as well. But you know that there is no violence, at least in the chieftain selection progress. There is no violence there, at least. But maybe there is a 12-life combat, and you have seen through the people living in the wilderness at the moment. So that's probably where you have to go.
Okay.
Yeah. So insight or history and insight. Yes.
Yes.
As you were going through the people and see how they were treating each other, in the town where you're looking at how they live, there was no such thing as a colosseum nor fighting pit, and many of the people actually were storytellers and braggings, and you have seen many of the people on the way bragging about their hunt and the achievements they have done, and they more seems to be focused on those manners, not in terms of punching each other's on the face. But you're correct about them being onerous and generally in focus in that line.
Challenge into a hunting contest.
That could work if you convince that, yeah.
Mention that freaking beast we saw signs of in the swamp.
Give me a second.
Mike,
What?
you got a love letter.
Not love letter. Give me a second.
the people that are going to be giving Jacob mail have sent your guys half the room mail and invited us down to the 5th floor tonight to play some games.
I'm playing D&D right now.
Oh.
Sorry about that. What I am gonna quickly say is, as he gets up, I am going to say, damn it, what? You've maybe been a man that lost your honor, but surely you've not lost your traditions. I say, based on your hunting capabilities, we have a little bit of a challenge. I know that you probably are filled with rage at this current time, and maybe basic wild game will maybe fill your bloodthirst. I say...
growls at you and says that, how does hunting would restore the honor of my defeat? What hunts could I possibly do to cleanse my honor?
You need big game. Something nobody has hunted before. Something that kind of calmed the tide of this dishonor, air quotes, that you are currently going through. What's the biggest thing in the area that you guys are scared of? I say we hunt that. I'm waiting for like ancient black dragon. Yes. And then run away while he sleeps. Stab him in the chest. Because literally, yeah, trauma combat wouldn't work. If I let him go, that won't work. Killing him would be against my entire job.
Roll persuasion. DC will be 14. It is relatively easy.
I have a +0. This is very difficult. Yes!
Oh, thank God.
There you go!
Yes. We had something go good.
Oh, this is
You just have to wait for me!
Session is going to be awful.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible.
Talking of this and thinking that more bloodshed will probably not hurt, not help at the moment. It sits down at the moment on the table again, cool down a little bit, and says that you're right. We need to keep the younglings that Chipton will not forfeit so easily.
Mm-hmm.
There are a few griffins that we have hunted down in the cliff that... but I don't know that will do good enough.
Wait, 2 weeks ago, didn't we see a massive creature's tracks?
A few days ago, actually. It's not...
No, we did. It was heading in the opposite direction. We'd have
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm saying a couple of weeks ago, as in like
no,
2 sessions
when
ago.
You came. Oh yes, 2 weeks ago. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, in the game time yesterday when you arrived, you guys have seen the giant track leading up to the swamp. There was being chased by feathered things.
By what? Sorry.
Feathered things. You found a feather as you were tracking the beast, and they were making holes on top of the trees and whatnot with machetes and knives.
So it looked like either that beast had friends or it had another hunting party already hunting it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've never fought a griffin. That'd be pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure that'd be terrifying.
Well, not many of us are brave enough to fight against such monstrosity. But I have already hunted a few of them down, unless it's something bigger.
Or have you ever tamed one?
Taming such a beast. A clever idea. Maybe that will help us against giving an edge against those flying fucks. Brilliant. And he stands up excited and starts walking around here in circle, thinking of exciting. and he seems to be mumbling about gathering a few of the people, a few of the best elite hunters, and sending the capture party. Currently thinking of himself, it seems to be going in the general direction of that line. You have convinced him to not go and attack the V folks.
Now we're
now we convinced them to get better weapons for them.
But yes, at least at the moment, you can tell that he seems dedicated, and unlike beforehand, you can tell the murderous intent and serious intestines surrounding his eyes and bodies. He won't be depressed for a while, you're pretty sure.
Nice.
That could have been worse.
Well, I think I did freaking great.
Oh, sold one thing! But yes, what do you guys like to do at the moment? You can talk to him for more stops or leave this place, although invitation had not been accepted at the moment still. But as I mentioned, everything here is not only the solution. There are many other ways that you can have the things going.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to talk to somebody else besides him.
If you're like rolling natural 20s here and there, maybe you can convince this guy. But yeah.
I don't know. The way we were rolling last session, I wouldn't rely on that too much.
Well, you did avoid that combat and talk to the brother.
Sure.
Yeah. The brother was gonna fight till death if you were gonna fight him out there. And, it's like that 20.
That would have been another situation.
Yeah. But yes. If there's none of you guys want to do anything, there is a thing that would happen. Would you guys like to do anything?
Not that I can think of. Right
I don't
now.
know what to do in a dog-based village except for throw bones and have fun.
Alright. Once the Chieftain is walking around in deep thinking, leaving you guys to the sides, you guys hear a bit of a commotion coming closer from the cave entrance. You see a loud yelling, some angry voices, although the voice that you hear is much more childish in tone, not like grunty voices like you'd hear from the wolf folk that I met before. And as this is getting closer, you would see the brother, which I forgot the name of, which I'm gonna look up. So
I can't
many
remember either.
names.
Brother's name is Vitalis. Vitalis?
Yeah, Vitalis. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it was.
You hear the Vitalis' drunken voice along with the few other wolves.
Oh yeah, he's drunk. My bad.
He got done with his lady friend pretty damn quick.
Lady friend?
Yeah, when he left us at the cave of his brothers, he said he was going to go visit his wife, or whatever constitutes as a wife in his society.
And you also see one bunny, tiny creature, seems to be walking along with Vitalis. H is Vitalis at the moment. Don't worry too much about the map, that's general intent. And you hear the conversation saying that it's who, and you see it's like, oh. You hear the boys saying that you can't go in there. There is people in there, and the brother is like, yeah, honey, it's not just us and time. We shouldn't be here. We could have a good time together. And with that, and the bunny seems to be replying, saying is that, no, you're not, and seems to be pretty angry, and comes like, are you guys there? And he comes in and spots you guys immediately and points at you guys with her finger and says that, did you guys feed him alcohol? Really?
I was not here for that transaction, so I have no say in the matter. You need to talk to these two here, and I don't know where the other one went. He's probably guilty. Not my fault, as I am like 15 feet away from the others.
B is one of the bunny people, right?
Yes, this is one of the bunny people that the other two of you guys would have seen time to time as well, but I haven't had too much interaction with. But yes, you also played with the very well bunny people.
Okay, Malkin is going to immediately get childishly excited and start petting her with a mage hand.
She doesn't seem to be taking that very well as a special thing, because she does this in the air, and I don't think...
Bunny!
Yeah, she's a bit grumpy at the moment and says that, "No one touches me, asking my husband." What?
I'm not touching you, it's magic that's touching you.
Well, I guess that's supposed to be true, but no! Did you feed him? And she points at Vitulus, not Vitulus, the brother. Sorry, my notes are all over the place. Yes, she points at Grantus and says that, "I had nothing to do with them. I was here the whole time." And slight depression, she says that, "Waruf, I am currently doing some important things that we need to do. Would you excuse us for a while?" And the bunny, who was called Woru, stares at 4 of you. It's a grumpy turtle is on the side. And,
He's hiding in his shell.
Yes, she stares at all of you in the sides and says that, "So, I have heard that you drunk my husband and was talking to the ship team. What are you guys here for?"
We're trying to make everybody be friends.
Oh, well, I guess that's better than expected. Well, did it go well? And she looks at Grantus at the moment. Does he look better?
I mean, he's excited, but I still think he wants to kill people.
We
Yeah,
shoot
he has
from
a big
people
skull.
to things, so we're good.
True.
Well, hopefully that will work out. You should listen to these guys. And says that. "And you! Who feeded him alcohol, really? I haven't seen him this drunk this time before."
Beer's like the universal everybody get along drink.
Yeah, I stay away from him.
And she says that, "Well, don't do that again. I don't want to see him this drunk before. I've never been this sticky."
Oh, come on. He's probably never been happier.
She kind of awkwardly looks at him. It's like he's kind of like trying to constantly hug her all the time. And
See,
like,
look how affectionate he's being.
"Yeah, too huggy, a little bit. But, well, don't do that ever again." And she looks at 2 of the people standing beside her as well, and says that, "You do too!" And she grabs the wolf by his head and seems to be dragging the Vitulus into one of this tent, and there they disappear.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Alright.
And as they disappear into one of those tents, Grantus.
Guys, his wife's a rabbit.
Grantus looks at all of you and says that, "Well, I guess it will be the hunting party will be formed. I'll be busy at the moment. Feel free to stay in our town in the meantime. Do your businesses. You'll be welcomed in our village." And Grantus will be walking out, excited about his new hunting ideas.
So, does anybody know how to tame a griffin? I brought it up. I had no idea it was gonna work.
We're gonna beat it until it bends the knee.
It's a bird creature. I don't think it knows really that's gonna help.
Jump on its back and just ride it until it gives up, like a horse.
Well, what if it keeps pecking at you?
You just bash it in the back of the head. He'll
That's
submit it. It'll submit eventually.
Will it? Are you sure? Or does it think you're trying
mean,
to kill it and will keep attacking you to
probably.
death?
So
I
what's a
mean-
griffin, guys?
My mom made a wyvern submit to her that way, so why wouldn't it
Excuse
work
me.
with a griffin?
It's a canon lore now, right?
Okay. You said what's a griffin?
Yeah, I don't have memory of such a thing.
It's like a giant eagle, but like scarier, and it's part
legs.
eagle, part what else is it? Like horse?
Horse or lion or something like that.
No, that's more of a chimera.
So it's a flying horse.
Kinda.
Basically a four-legged eagle.
Yeah. It's pretty terrifying. If I could have one, that'd be amazing. But apparently, we're getting one for our compatriot here, who is depressed and very strange.
He's going to use it to wage war on bees.
And also, you guys are talking there. Two of the guards exit the tent, and they start leaving the area. Although
Perfect.
one of them looks at you as you guys are kind of talking behind suspiciously, and continues back outward.
Great.
I
I let
just
him know he's a
wave.
dick.
I just wave.
These are personal conversations. He has no business here.
Well, this griffin thing sounds interesting. I'd be down for it.
A second.
Maybe it will help spark some memory.
Maybe. Who knows? Actually, I'm gonna quickly check to see if I can make something that may help us. How big of a village is this? Is this just like a basic tribal styled village?
Tribal
Or...
style, very tribal. You guys are currently in a cave, and in front there was many of the imagine the Native American tents here and there outside of the cave.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that was one question I was thinking of throughout the week. What was like, when we were walking through, what was like the rough population of this tribe, from what we could tell?
Roll intelligence. Let's see how you can deduce.
Okay.
You think that there are not too many people around you. Probably everyone know each other. Definitely less than 500.
Okay.
And as you guys are thinking about themselves, the bunny that was talking to called Woru exits the tent, and she seems to be looking around, and she seems to be going and checking each of the tents.
Wait, why is she checking each of the tents?
Do all the tents look the same?
There are tents, and they are very same in the details. They use the same type of the leaves and whatnot, and their design is pretty similar. There is nothing out from the appearances that distinguishes one tent from another. And she goes to the outside area, and she looks around, and she dashes at you guys. And
She moves fast.
I am going to try and follow her. Not trying to sneak, but I'm just curious if I can help her at this current time and point.
but she dashes at you guys.
Oh, at us.
Yes. She goes to the entrance area and looks around outside, and she comes.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm
And
gonna kind of move right beside my friends here.
okay. And she comes to near you guys and says, "Stay quiet. My husband is asleep, and no one should be around the cave to listen to us."
Okay.
Okay.
Why?
So, I know that many of the outsiders, aliens, don't want to help around peoples in general, but I do know that at least you guys would work for money, right? If you guys would willing to make some gold, I have some work for you. I think there is a assassination attempt against my... Oh my god, what is the name? Brother-in-law? Is that the right term?
Mm-hmm. Grantis?
Grantis.
Yeah, Grantis would be
Grantis.
your brother-in-law.
I think I don't have anyone else to ask questions, and my husband thinks that there is no way that she would devise something like that. But I'm pretty sure that they were doing something. Last time I was seeing that she was gathering up poisonous herbs, and I don't usually think that they would use it for hunting. I don't have much, but if you're working for us a piece, then I assure you that that's probably in your line too. I'll give you guys, how about 200 gold?
Not too bad. Okay, so let me just see if I have this correct. So you were saying that, sorry, who was it that was attempted to be assassinated?
My brother-in-law, Grantis,
Gruntus was apparently supposed to be
the gypsy.
assassinated.
Yes.
Hmm.
Not many people are happy that I'm in the town, and I'm sure that they weren't happy when you all came in.
I see. How was the assassination attempt tried? Poison?
Pretty
Straight
sure
up
that
just...
you're gonna do something with poison. Although I don't know what way. Maybe arrow, maybe food.
Best thing I can think about now is that I can create an antitoxin to help fight that if required.
Could I
So,
see if she's lying?
You can roll insight, and can you describe how you're doing it as well? Like description about how you're like gouging your character.
Just body language, tone of voice.
Okay.
Just straight observation.
You can tell that she is quite telling the truth at the moment. And you don't see any type of postures about avoiding your eyes and whatnot. She's strictly looking at Everins and currently Melkins at the moment. And you don't see any suspicious behavior.
Okay.
Do you have any specific people in mind who might be attempting to kill him? Like someone we could keep watch on?
She looks at you and says that there are very few people who try something like that. Very few people. I think is Tarantus.
He mentioned that name a whole bunch when he was all depressed and shit.
There are two other advisors who would be in advantageous position if Grantus would die, but I can't think anyone who would hate Grantus as much if other than Tarantus.
Does this Tyrantus have a tent or cave anywhere nearby that we could look through?
She has the cave to the direction to the east side of this cave. Shouldn't be that too hard to find. Although I don't know if she is willing to meet all of you. She is quite conservative, along with talking with the aliens at least.
Does she leave the cave regularly, or does she tend to hole up in there all day?
She does attend meetings. There should be one probably tomorrow morning, if you were willing to meet her, leaving the tent. Although I don't know.
Yeah, I could sneak in there and look around while she's out.
Does two of you guys want to say anything or do anything?
I do have a couple of questions, mainly why you suspect her, what her part is in the tribe. Herbalist, basic cook, maid.
She's the advisor.
She's the advisor. Why would she?
Well, I think maybe she'd want to take over the leadership after Kratos is dead. She is one of the position to become the next leader.
Fair enough. That's a good
she
motivation.
Always hated me and my husband when I was staying in town.
Because of your it's because of your racial
she
traits.
knows her
Because she's a
head.
rabbit, yes.
Terrible. Is she close to anyone on the hunting/capturing party? We're going to be going on a little bit of a trip, and I want to make sure that he's well protected. He's not going to get stabbed in the back midway.
She's more of a shaman of the tribe, and
Yes.
many times she usually tend to the wounds or prophesizing dangers if anything will arise.
Okay.
Although I did see that anyone in the town is able to hunt, so I do expect her to do basic hunting.
Yes, but a part of the hunting and capturing parties, are any of them really close to her? Brother, sister, maybe even a friend, lover? Because I don't want, while we're out on our trip, we don't want him getting stabbed in the back midway, either due to him sleeping, getting tired, maybe hurt. Is there any chance that could happen?
Okay, so can you repeat that? You want to know specifically outside of in player.
Okay, so what I'm trying to ask her is that this woman, the shaman, does she have any allies that are part of the capturing or hunting party? Because in doing so, if they come along with us and she tells them to kill Grantus while we're on the trip, is he a potential risk for being found out or assassinated while we're out on our trip? And it could be blamed on us,
Griffin
kind of
hunt,
thing.
right?
Yes.
She hears that and says that, well, generally the shamans don't go out for hunting unless it's really important.
But she doesn't talk to any of them when they're back, possibly when she's having to heal them.
Well, many times that she talks to people in town to buy herbs and whatnot. Although usually she would send her underlings to the lower jobs.
Okay. Then we don't have too much of an issue or risk with her probably pulling out the assassination while we're on a little bit of a hunt.
But the reason why I know this is that
I don't know if I could
lately,
pick that up.
I generally manage the general herb going in and out, and I did see in the inventory many of them were taken out, and all of them were related to poisons. And
What
I
was your
wouldn't have even
name,
found it out if
little
I
bunny?
wasn't looking. What?
What was your name, little bunny?
I'm Waru. Well, I guess now Waru Blackmoon.
I got absolutely none of that because my computer's freezing. I'm just going to go to my phone quickly and see if that works better. Poor replay.
So, I can't help but think and have this question in my head. How have they not eaten you?
Roll
She
persuasion.
married one of them.
It is a very personal question. Persuasion.
Let's see if that works a bit better.
That doesn't. She looks at you squints her eyes, and you can tell the raging side of her kind of peeks out, and she says that, is that related really to this request?
No, but that's the only thing that I can think of right now as you're talking.
All I can think about is you're bitching and complaining.
She puts both of her hands on her waist and stares at you guys and says that, well, I suggest. And once her voice goes up, she looks at the 10 size and it goes down again and says that, I suggest that you start moving. It's risking people's life here. And do you want to take the job or not?
We're trying to find information. I'm sorry if we offended you, but isn't a life worth more than your pesky pride?
Well, what does me staying in this town have to... How I got into this town related to... She tried to poison my brother-in-law.
Oh, I didn't hear that part. Sorry. That was a terrible answer.
Well, if there's any question that I can answer for this attempt, then I gladly answer, but really... Creativity,
Okay.
guys. Creativity.
I have a question real quick before I try this. These two mastiffs that I have, how well can they understand and follow orders from me?
I'll say the same extent to the trained dog in real life. So if you get
Okay.
simple commands, they will know, and if you point them or if you shout at someone, then they will follow.
So if I told it to sniff out poison, it would be able to do that?
If they were to be able to smell the poisons beforehand, they should be able to track the same type of poison that they
Yeah.
smelled.
Okay. So do you happen to have or know what herbs she might be using to poison them?
It's multiple types that they brought. If you want to get the hands on them, I should be able to provide you with some. Although,
Yeah,
Are
if
you
I
the
didn't have
only
much
bunny
left,
creature
so-
in here?
Bunny
Is
folk?
that really important about why I'm in this town? Really?
So that's a yes? You're the only one?
Yes! And she stomps on the ground and she says, yes, I'm the only one in the town.
To be fair, that's actually a valid question. We need to know who could be a potential victim. So I wouldn't get too
Sure.
upset.
Victims?
It may not. Yeah, that's true. It may not seem like it's relevant, but everything is relevant. But yes, more specifically, if you can get a hold of the herbs that you think she'd be using to poison him, I can have my dog sniff it out.
Well, I can gather them in. If you give me some time, I should be able to gather them.
Sure.
How about meet me in an hour in front of the cave? Actually,
Okay.
I don't know we should be seen together as much.
I mean, we can meet back here as long as there's nobody else here.
No, there will be guards posted outside.
I'll go on an evening stroll. I don't know, meet you north of the town. If that works.
Maybe. She says that, well, then, outside, maybe we can meet in the dark. And
Okay.
maybe in 3 hours when the sun goes down. Super dark.
I mean, just to give you a heads up on what my plan is, I can make my little doggy here invisible. I'm gonna send him in there to sniff it out once he's got the scent. So
Okay. But, yeah, that way maybe you can take the poison back from them. That would
Why
foil
don't we
their
just
plan
ask
for a
her if
while.
she plans on killing Grantis?
What, are you insane?
I mean-
Jesus.
that could
Wow.
potentially work. Sometimes the blunt approach make her think that maybe we're planning the same thing.
You don't talk to poisoners about your intending to kill their target. At least that's not how it worked.
And to be fair, I feel like if we did it, us being of different race, we'd be surely killed. Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
that could put a
she-
lightning bolt in her face.
Puts her hand in her inside of the
No.
thing,
Don't.
and she takes out a ring and she gives it to
Me.
Malkin.
Damn
Oh,
it!
okay.
And says that, well, do give this rent back to me, but with this, if your house can do what they said, that they should be able to track me down. Meet you in 3
Okay.
hours in the forest.
I say we sell it and run away.
In character, you say that?
No, no, God,
Okay.
no. Let's just be suave and be like, oh, we should sell it. I could buy so many flasks of wine with that.
Yeah. And do notice that she pulled it out on her pockets inside, not her. She wasn't wearing the wing.
Okay.
Yeah. And she give you that, and then looks around still, and looks at the fee far back, peeking out, and says that, well, I think that's enough of the exposure for me. Hopefully, but expect to see you. 3 hours. Don't forget.
Okay.
And
Okay.
she goes there and jump over D10 and loops out. And exit the scene. With that, you guys are around a little bit over 6. So you'll be meeting at her around 9 in the night. What do you guys like to do? You have around 3 hours that you guys have in the town.
I go have supper.
So you would do what he normally does when meeting new people. He'll just kind of walk around and ask if anybody can recognize the symbol on his chest.
Roll 1d100. That is luck roll. As you're asking around, some of the people seem to say that I've seen this somewhere. Okay, well, I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's one of the outsiders came into our land beforehand with those. They don't seem to be exactly friendly with you guys. Doesn't seem to be very talkative, at least. But few of them does respond to you guys that they have seen it somewhere.
Okay.
It's a start.
Yeah, I beg them to try to remember. Offer them money, whatever they want, if they can remember.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage.
Persuasion?
With disadvantage. They do refuse to keep you talk to even, or being seen with you. They try to seem to avoid in general contact with you guys. And you two guys, while you is looking around searching for information, do you guys like to do anything in the town for 3 hours? And her brother,
nothing
Vitulus, is
specific.
still in the tent. And if you were to walk around in the town for 3 hours, you can. Vitius would be seen in town, generally talking to people, and he seems to be pretty excited. And many people, if you were to observe, seem to be surprised that he has set foot outside of his house. And generally, it's like, Vitius, Shifton, you're finally out. How are you? And they seem to be greeting each other, pretty happy at the moment. And yes, so 3 hours spending town.
I am going to be I'm going to be following him. If we've been told that he could have a possible assassination attempt, I'm going to see what he does, kind of who he talks to. If there's anybody who seems rather quite dickish to him. I just want to see, just follow him and kind of work as if somebody tries to attack him, I'm there.
Okay, so
Nothing too specific though.
Roll stealth first of all. If you were to do it stealthily.
Okay. What's the weather?
It is getting darker. Sun is going down at the moment. The weather seems to be pretty normal. Few clouds, not too many, And unlike the Diamond Forest or the place that you've heard about, sunlight doesn't seem to be that intense in this area in specific. Actually,
Okay.
There was a condition in this land. Yeah, this is pretty darker than usual actually, but yeah, that's about it.
Okay. I was just curious if there's something, because I've since I'm a wood elf, I get that Mask of the Wild, which makes it easier for me to hide in lightly obscured vision kind of thing.
Currently, it is dim light in the general area, so if you want to use that for getting an advantage on personnel, I'll say yes.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
21.
And you should be able to beat his passive perception. Yes, and you should be able to.
I should.
Mm-hmm.
If you have more than that, holy crap.
Yeah, he's a hunter, so. But yes, you manage to follow him around, and while you're doing so, you notice that he's generally talking to many of the hunters and old ones, that is, and he seems gathering around for, how do you say, advices, and he is organizing meeting that is happening tomorrow morning, and many more of the village elders are going to be joining. And he seems to be generally excited to talk about this griffin hunt and bring the spirit back to the tribe and potential usage for it. But as you're talking to the village elders, they don't seem to be exactly hostile towards Vitalus. Although many of them, in fact, are very happy to see Vitalus back on his feet and out being passionate. And
Okay.
along with that group that he is currently talking to, you do not find any hostile groups at the moment.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do for the 3 hours. Just follow him.
And if you want to talk to the village elders afterwards, then I'll say you're welcome to do so. And you will know who to talk to if you were to talk to the experienced soldiers or hunters in the town.
Okay, yeah, I'll keep that in mind for later. If I ever need to do that, but not right now.
Alright. And what do you like to do, Geoffrey? What the Mel can do?
I want to kind of, as stealthily as possible, scope out the cave where the Tyrantus is, see if anyone's coming and going from the place.
You currently do not. You're not with the party at the moment, right? So you're going there alone.
Yeah, I'm not going to be approaching it, but just standing at a distance and just kind of seeing if anyone's going in and out or what kind of business is going on there.
Okay, just wandering around the general area.
Yeah.
As you're approaching their area, you will definitely notice that people seem to be more aggressive and hostile towards people of your type. And even some of them would respond by throwing stuffs at your general direction, not at you, but general directions.
Yeah.
But getting the salt and throwing in the general area, like dust, salt, stuff like that. Actually, not salt. Salt would be hella expensive this time period. Dirts, generally you're throwing in your area, and dust. And if you were to approach, if you were to stealth, that is an option that you can do. Would you like to do so?
No, I'll stay in plain sight. Let them know I'm here.
Okay. Many people seems to be shushing you around, but you would know that here there are some few big tents that have been set up. And despite the caves that are behind, there is a very big tent that is set up in the very center of the area, and surrounded by many of the smaller tents. And you can tell that from their attires, where they're wearing more robes that are dangling with many of the animal bones. Definitely can tell that these are animalistic shamans that seem to be residing in this general area. And you can tell in numbers that are around... roll 1d20. Actually, roll perception if you were to.
Perception. There it is.
Alright. With 16, if you were to perceive the general area about the shamans, there are about 7 shamans walking around the area with many of the helpers that seems to be going here and there. And the big tents in the center, there is one big entrance, so it is 3 times the size of the general tents, and very few people going inside, and barely any traffic in the middle. And the cave area, you would see many of the youngs, very tiny kid wolves, kid locanis kind of going in and out. And they're the one that are kind of going everywhere in the general area.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I think that's all I need. Just want to get a feel for the area before I send little doggy in to sniff things out.
Alright. Also, night approaches. The populations, many of them seems to go to rest for tomorrow. Although, some of them seems to be going out to night hunt and seems to be going out and moving. But the time has come and you would go and meet the Woru in the forest, right?
Yep.
It feels like one line. You guys are not going any other directions other than planned. That's sad. Creativity, guys. Creativity.
I am being creative. Would you rather me make a murder hobo?
Murder hobo! No. But yes.
I mean, look, I've got lightning bolts. Line them all up and watch them die.
I got extra attack.
Right.
It's great.
Yep, your mastiffs would be able to but chase down Woru in the forest, and she seems to be staying in the edge of the town, where in the intersection, not too dangerous, not too safe. And she is found on top of a tree, generally looking around and being alerted for anyone who is approaching. And also all of you around, she hops down from the tree that is about 30 feet tall, and she says that, "Sure you weren't followed, right?"
Pretty sure.
"Alright, then. These are the herbs." And she puts them into the pocket and give you a bag of poisonous herbs.
Okay. So yeah, I will give the doggies a little sniff.
Roll Constitution saving throw for doggy.
Constitution save for the dogs.
They just straight up die from the poison.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. They get +1.
They're gonna get super high.
Is it a scent-based poison?
Set-based
That'd be
poison?
interesting. Scent. So, like, smelling it is what kills you.
It is a multiple poisons that are mixed in. So definitely some of them will be in there. Although dealing damage is different from being a poisonous effect as well. So this is major for effect. You won't be dealing damage.
Come on, you stupid thing. There we go. Oh.
Both of your dogs are currently poisoned. Their abilities, until they are cleared of the poisons, which will be happening within. Next 16 hours, dogs will be poisoned, and their abilities will be done with the disadvantage.
Bad dogs.
Yes. As the dogs go and smell like sniffs, and you can tell the dog starts like how do you say? You can see the nose snouts kind of pouring out. The dog seems to be making weird noises. They're fine, and they seem to be pretty healthy and still active as their tails wiggle around, but they're poisoned at the moment.
But they are poisoned.
Well.
So how easy was it for you to collect these?
Well, I'm a herbalist at least. It's not too easy to collect all these. Why?
Just curious how easy it would be for anybody to get them.
Well, you have to be trained in poison and herbalism, or you were risking poisoning yourself on the way. Now, it's not something that you'll be doing every day, and at least not in this tribe. They generally.
So you guys aren't trained to avoid this and that? What's in the bag?
Well, I am. None of the people in this town are.
But you guys go on hunts.
What do you mean, you guys? I don't go to hunt.
Your tribe. I thought you were part of the tribe, so I'm including you in that.
Well, I only recently joined. But I do know that few people do handle the animal poisons, but not the herbs. And they don't really use poisons for hunting animals as far as I know. I usually use these even for assisting with paralyses and, you know, people sometimes get hurt and they need to lessen the pain.
So
For
how did
medical
you
reasons
join?
I'm using these, but these people have no idea of that. And besides, why do they want to poison their own meat that they were eating?
Well, they wouldn't poison their own meat, but maybe they were trying to season it up and then accidentally poison themselves on a hunt. Who knows?
Well, they don't
So
do
how-
that, so... Well, it's enough of these weird questions. Hey, these are the things. Now, go and stop them, right?
All right. So.
So how did you join? You said you joined recently.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
Yep. I'm gonna get a. One of these times, I'm gonna get a.
I really hope you get stabbed soon.
I roll insight on her. I'll do a competition, why not? If she rolls higher than you, then actually she'll roll persuasion on you, and we'll do competition.
Ooh.
Damn.
Alright, her blood boils up to her ear, and her ear just bursts up, and she says that, I joined up 3 months ago, and before that I only met him for about a year. Are you happy now?
Do you really want to be yelling while we're out here?
And she's like jumps around in anger. As you're doing so.
Yippity hop, yippity hop.
We're pissing this poor girl off.
I'm doing nothing.
Hey,
Alright, well, my dogs are fucked up, so you think I should send them in, or should I just make myself invisible and go look for these things?
Whatever you can do to stop them, sure.
I mean, if you want, I could just
poison still.
light some fires and burn everything down.
Well, that's the solution. Well, as long as you stop from them doing that, I'm happy with that. Although, I do expect them to try something similar again.
So if he's poisoned, wouldn't you be a primary suspect?
Would you?
Roll
No.
persuasion with advantage. I didn't know you was that smart.
I didn't see what I
Even
rolled.
with advantage.
7 and 6.
Yeah, my rolls tonight are not great.
And she thinks
Especially
is
with
one of
Scarlet.
those dumb questions that you have asked to her, in her opinion, no question. And she says that, you stop asking questions! Stop! Stop it! And she cuts you off as you're asking questions in the middle. Even though as a DM, I think that's a very good question. And, she looks at two of you and says that, do you guys have everything that you need, really?
I guess.
We have the bag of poison. Yes.
We shouldn't be seen together, so go, shoot!
Alright, well, my dogs have already gotten the smell, and I don't want to be carrying around the poison, so I'm just going to leave it out here.
Yeah, also your dogs are sneezing on the way. Yes, they got the scent.
Oh, they're sneezing? That's going to suck for them being
No,
invisible.
it's a disadvantage on ability checks. It's a poisoned thing.
That's true.
So it's a general description that they're bad at everything at the moment.
Yeah.
Great. How long are they poisoned for?
16 hours.
16 hours.
And if you have any abilities to anti-poison, then this is a very good time to use them. But
I was about to say,
16 hours and
I'm gonna give
Uh,
him. I'm gonna give him some antitoxin because I can make that with my herbalism kit,
mhm.
and I got 3.9 pounds of material to use with my herbalism kit.
Anti-poison in 5e sucks, and they don't cure the poison. However, I think that sucks too much, so I'll say that if you give them anti-poison, I'll get them one more chance to roll the saving throw for the poison.
Because normally what it does is it gives advantage on usage of it. So I'm like, you know what, it'll at least like help, either in maybe shortening the effects, or you know they can maybe make another check kind of thing.
I'll say another check.
So yeah. So I'm gonna spend an hour and make some antitoxin for them.
Are you doing it here where we had met the bunny?
No, I'll probably move a little. I'll actually go back to the caves or wherever we want to go, just a different place, and then set up my supplies for an hour and just get working.
Define different place.
Pretty much. Well, it depends on where the group's going currently. Are we going back to the cave or where are we going?
No rush. If you want to spend an hour here, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'll probably then go 300 feet in some sort of random direction. That is not the same direction as the bunny folk, and I will set up shop.
All right. You set up the
in that hour just for you to have something to do. He'll take the bag of poison and climb a tree and kind of like tie it, the bag, to a branch on the top of the tree and climb back down. Just to get it out of the way, in case anybody wanted to try to find it and somehow relate it to us. It'll be not.
Then you just.
Okay, they won't know about the poisons because it's separated physically.
Okay.
All right, Joffrey, you're doing anything for 1 hour?
I'm just gonna sit there and console my dogs while they sniffle.
All right. After 1 hour, the antidote will be complete, and I'll say that the dog get to make another check. Constitution.
All right.
Actually, you can make only one antidote, right? At a time.
No, it's 2 days.
Yeah.
As I say, it doesn't matter. I just
It is for
rolled
the first
10
hour. You can spend another hour to repeat the saving throw if you want to, but it's around 10 right now.
As I say, I'm fine with spending another hour.
The meeting will be at tomorrow morning, and if you don't get enough sleep, you may gain exhaustion by the next morning.
Exhaustion. Okay.
How long do we have?
You're at 10, and it's in the same town. If you were to go there, I'll say that it takes like 30 minutes to go there.
Okay.
And you need an 8 hour of rest. So I'll say...
I don't. I need 4 hours because of my trance because I'm an elf.
But other people... Oh. But yes, right now it's 10. It will take 30 minutes to get there, and it's up to you guys.
Okay.
So yeah, I think we have time for one more attempt then.
10
Yeah,
hours
I'm
until the
down to
meeting.
do one more attempt.
Alright, if you do one more attempt, then it will set the time to 11.
Okay. Fuck. These dogs suck.
I was about to say, like, literally, as I give it to you, second hour, it's like, yo, dogs are shit. Just because they're made from magic.
Like,
They're
look,
made
I
from
made.
magic patches. They're not even real.
They're. I was gonna say they're magic dogs from a robe. What do you expect?
If you were to give
they're
them...
magic.
if you were to give them antidote, suddenly their snout goes in and they seem extremely healthy for a second, and their eyes clears up, and a few seconds later they're like, and all they sneeze, all of them comes back, and they seem to be still good.
Dogs
And,
shit.
It is around 11 at the night, and you have... What do you guys like to do?
I want to have a nap. Or trance. I don't sleep.
Well, I'm gonna go have the dogs sniff around, even though they're sick.
Smart.
So you guys are camping outside, and dog is going to the place alone?
Yeah, I'm just gonna send. I'm gonna go with him just so I can point out where the cave is. But I'm just gonna send one of them in. I'm going to cast invisibility on him before I send him in, just so that he's at least invisible.
I'm gonna set up my 2-person tent, and I will trance on the inside for the night.
Okay. And there are a few of the night guards walking around, and let's see if you and the dog can get there without making any signs. Roll stealth for 3 of you if you're moving together. Are you moving together?
I'm going to be moving together with one dog, not both. I'm going to leave the other one back with everybody else. But I am going to cast invisibility on him before we walk in, so it looks like it's just me.
Okay. I'll say that roll stealth, and I'll give them negative to their passive perception.
Okay.
As you have they can only hear.
What did I get?
Disadvantage exposed on the -5, I believe. So let me check their.
Oh God. I mean, for me myself, I'm not exactly trying to be stealthy. I'm just kind of walking through town.
Okay.
But you're not a dog. You
Yeah,
pretty
9
piece
is
of
so
garbage.
it says a dog, I believe, right? Or you? Is it
What's
dog
that?
or you? That's stealth.
I was gonna say the dog is invisible, so do you want me to still roll stealth for him? Just
Are you
I guess for
invisible as
noise?
well?
No, I'm not. I'm just walking through town. The dog is invisible, so it looks like it's just me.
So that stealth is for you.
No, I don't.
So
Guess
whose
I don't
stealth
know
is
why I'm
that?
rolling stealth for me.
Yeah.
That shouldn't. Yeah, probably ignore that one because I'm not trying to be stealthy.
Good
Do you want me to roll for?
Do
Do you want me to roll for the dog?
Roll for the dog with disadvantage.
Okay.
He gets advantage because of
it's-
invisibility.
Because of invisibility, I'm giving enemies disadvantage. I'm giving enemies -5 on their passive perceptions to find out.
So 11 and
So,
21.
11 and
Okay.
21, and 11 actually beat their passive perception. Your dog is pretty good at the moment, and
Yay.
it passes,
Good dog.
bypasses
Oh
all
my
the guards,
gosh.
and seems to be walking around in the area where the big tent is around. It can get to that area now. So, with that being in there, and few of the people, however, would spot you in specific, and few of the people will come at you, and they seem to be wearing shamanic looks with few of the bows. And they say, "Alien, what are you doing here at night?"
Just out for a walk. Should I not be here?
Well, he shouldn't be here. Well, keep walking then.
Okay.
But they're like keep staring at you as you walk away. And you're currently in the general area with your dog. What do you like to do?
Let's see. I'm gonna look at them and say, "Hey, do you guys want to see a magic trick?"
I can't think of a universe where they will say yes. But roll persuasion with disadvantage. Let's see how they do.
Okay.
How you roll? Yeah.
Persuasion.
They stare at you and draws a bow and says, "No
Oh,
funny
God.
businesses."
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm leaving. I'll start walking away.
All right.
I'm going to try to duck behind a tent or a tree or something so that they temporarily lose sight of me.
Can do
Guess
that.
I'd roll stealth.
I mean, temporary losing sight aside, you don't have to roll stealth. You can do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to be able to be.
Hide this thing.
I just want to be out of sight real quick so that I can gesture for the dog to go to the cave and start sniffing.
Okay, to the cave, not to follow the poison.
Yep.
All right. Oh boy. Okay. I say that you can keep the same stealth roll. Dog will go into the cave and come back.
Does he bring anything with him?
The thing is, why would Dog bring anything with him? You didn't. You just pick away and come back.
True.
Like, what do you?
So I'm trying to think, like, is there a way that I can get the dog to tell me if there's poison in them?
Do you have a talk with animal?
I don't,
Spell
unfortunately.
or karma thing that lets you talk with animal?
Nope.
Yeah. So what do you want to do with a regular dog? If you give me a real life example, I'll consider that too. So as I mentioned, they are trained dogs and
Yeah.
yeah. That comes on. It's like, what?
You know what?
If you say that
I
fetch
can't-
poison or something like that, they could do. That is something that you maybe do, like, or I guess, but I don't know.
I honestly can't think of anything. So as I'm walking away, I'm going to expend a sorcery point to do subtle spell, and I am going to cast Create Bonfire on the Big Ten.
You were seen in this area. You're aware of that, right?
I was, but if anyone's watching me, subtle spell means that there's no verbal or somatic components to my spell. So as far as they can tell, this thing just burst into flame with me not doing anything.
Are you sure about this?
And technically, he would have had eyes on him at all times, because
No, I mean,
Yeah.
as I mentioned, he lost on the site. Although they know that he's there. But
You know what? Actually, I'm going to double back just so that they see me.
okay.
And as they see me, that's when I want it to happen.
Okay, well, as you're walking away, the fire starts in the tent and starts setting on fire.
Yep.
And
And then I'm going to rush to help.
That's a bold move, Cotton. Let's see how it plays out.
roll deception
What's
with
your charisma?
disadvantage.
So deception with disadvantage.
Yes.
Where's deception? There it is.
Why does he have disadvantage?
They don't like him a lot.
Yeah.
Also,
Fair enough. I was
they
about
did-
to say, like, if it's based... You
did
did
mention-
actually use subtle spell.
And you'll see from their thing, as you are dashing into health, the wolf that you just talked to comes to you and say, "This is a magic trick that is funny!" And will actually be hostile towards you. This is a time where you roll initiative, although you being alone there, thematically, unless you could do something clever, wouldn't be able to fight them back, at least in combat.
I was
What
going
do you
to say,
like to do?
in that case, I can use subtle spell again and cast invisibility on myself and just fucking book it.
Okay. Roll stealth.
Okay.
And your dog?
Dog would hopefully just be following me. He's still invisible.
Is he? Or are those both
Oh, shit,
concentration
no.
spells?
That was a concentration spell, you're right. So I guess if I make myself invisible, he'll become visible.
Unless you twin spell it. Do you have that meta?
I do.
Magic?
Can you
Yeah, I do have
twin
twin
and
spell.
subtle spell at the same time?
No, he can't.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think I can do both at once.
I actually don't know.
Well-
That's why I'm asking. But yeah.
The dog is expendable. I'm not.
No, the doggo. He has a name.
Timmy! No. Don't worry, they have disadvantage on attacking you. There's at least that.
I'll just openly roll for them.
Okay.
He's gonna roll two net 20s.
I'll say that they do have that thing wolf have, where hearing or smell can track you, but you are
Oh,
invisible,
shit.
and this is
Okay.
dark. I'll just roll regularly for you, but let's see what happens.
I done fucked up.
They do not find you. And with the dogs, as they are pulling their arrows at you, the tent is set on fire. You escape the scene, and your dog,
Oh my gosh.
your dog,
Doesn't make it.
unlikely. And your dog is
Plus
running
they
with
keep-
you, or what is he doing? 'Cause if he's running with you, then it may affect your escape too, right? But is it running with you, or are you leaving it
No, I'm
behind?
gonna send him in the opposite direction.
Okay, you're sending opposite direction. It's
Yeah.
clever. You should get advantage for that. But anyhow, if you're sending the dog to the other direction, that should help you to escape too. roll 1d20 for me for dog. I'll say if the dog rolls above 16, 16 or higher, it will live.
Is it captured? Wolf, mastiff.
I'll say it depends on 1 to 20. It'd be really bad to really good.
I was gonna say he was a magically summoned mastiff. He doesn't even have to like have a horrific death. He could just poof.
I was thinking more like they're the mastiff frozen in time, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why they're like.
He spent however many years frozen, and then I let him die. So.
Oh no.
Poor Snickerdoodle.
But yes, his name is Snickerdoodle.
Yep, that was Snickerdoodle.
Okay, Snickerdoodle will be remembered, and I'll make a note of that. Snickerdoodle.
Who?
The dog.
Crazy.
Snickerdoodle disappears into the other side directions, and you manage to escape the angry shamans and hunters in the night. You're still invisible, and would you like to join back with the camp?
Yeah, I'll go back to the group.
If you were to join back with the group, you can successfully join in. And you guys are all currently outside of the town and would like to take a long rest?
Yep. Probably.
That went well!
When I get back, I'm just going to be like, hey guys, the dog was stupid. I set a fire. I had to run.
Okay.
Wait, what now?
Context. Where'd you set a fire?
One of the tents. I think it was a shaman tent.
I expected this campaign to be much brighter than it is.
I'll be honest.
It's dark really quick right now. Oh my god.
I gotta do something. I gotta do reckless shit to keep it fun.
That's not a funny joke. Just saying.
I mean, to be fair, I didn't make it look like I cast a spell. You know, I did my little sorcery thing, and it just burst into fire.
Why did you cast?
Because they might have poison shamany shit.
I'll say that will definitely would foil the plan. At least for your player could have something in their heart that you guys did something. That is one way. But yes, you guys all would take a rest, and Arvin, for 4 hours you have in the morning. You would hear some commotions going on far away into the town as you guys are on the edge of the forest. But yeah, it seems to be fine at the moment. Do you like to do anything for 4 hours?
Yes.
What do you like to do?
Well, first of all, I'm gonna clean up my tent, put that back in my backpack.
Oh, these guys are still sleeping.
Oh yeah, no, they weren't in my tent.
Oh, okay.
They weren't allowed.
Sleeping together.
I had a 2-person tent for me.
Okay.
I'm cuddled up with my remaining dog.
Yeah.
And I should go for negotiations and to pretend I have no idea what happened.
That's a deception that you could do, I guess. So there are steps going on there, and would you like to set foot in the town alone?
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna. Wait, hold on. I do not have any notes.
I thought this campaign was going to be so peaceful. First campaign party! And making friends everywhere, because friendship is magic. It's like, oh my god, what's going on?
I am going to leave. Are we in a forested area? Just making sure.
You're on the edge of the forested area and the cave. So
okay.
The grounds is like mixed in the current area that you guys are in. It's like transition.
I'm gonna go to one of where I put my tent. I'm gonna go to a tree that was right beside, and with one of my short swords, I'm gonna make like an arrow, pretty much letting them know that when they wake up that I'm gone, and it's pointing to the main city. That way they have a general idea where I went.
It's a ransom! They kidnapped him! It went that way! But yes,
and
you
then,
make a mark, yes.
Yeah, and then without waking them, I'm going to sucker back a formula of mine to give me a +2 to Dex, -2 to Wisdom, because I feel like I'm gonna have to get out of dodge soon. So why not have a 22 Dex?
All right.
And then I am going to make my way to the town. Not sword in hand. I'm gonna look as peaceful as I can, as if I had no idea what happened. Yeah, that's gonna be the start to my 4 hours.
As you are going closer to the town, and you would see many of them rush towards your direction, immediately surround you with the bows pointed at your directions. They feel the yelling, say, "You! Do not resist! Drop to the ground! You will be carried to our Shipton for your trial."
Okay, first off, I thank you for carrying me. I feel like I need that.
To the
Second,
ground!
trial, as I'm slowly sitting down. Trial. What is this trial?
Roll deception with the bonuses that you have. You
I
have
have
any bonuses?
+0.
Your hopes are not lost. They have insight. Woo!
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Let's see.
I am so I'm confused, but
Actually, they have a +1 on insight, so it'll be tie. So let's do reroll. It's competition tie. So reroll. I'll do it +1 this time. So
yes!
once you say that, few of the wolves, few of the Lucanans look at each other and say, "Well, if there's nothing, then you will be set free, but outsiders like you were spotted and there was a fire among one of our tents."
You know what? I feel like you guys deserve justice. I shall go with you to this trial, and hopefully I'll get more information and I can share my side of the story. I want to work with you guys. I'm here to help.
With that, they are convinced at the moment that you're not the main confront, and at least they don't point arrow at you guys, you in specific
That's
direction.
good enough.
And they put it behind on their back and say that, and two of them comes behind you and they grabs you up, and they have kind of you getting shouldered like this, but not too.
Oh, I'm still being carried. Today's a great day. Oh no.
At least that is doing that, and you are currently being escorted to the cave where the Grantus was in. And technically, two of you guys are currently asleep. Will wake up in 4 hours. Although, if you guys would like, because it'd be boring for you guys, I think, to not be able to do anything at all, I would like to give you a chance to wake up and take exhaustion in the morning, if possible. Would you guys like to take that?
Oh no, I'm not taking exhaustion.
Yeah,
I'll
In the
sleep.
morning, though. Okay. How about you?
Use a sleep.
All right, you guys are sleepy or something. And let's remove tokens from the map. And Arwen in the center. If you were to be brought to the center of the map, the thing in the center, that thing is a vizier. Is that how you call it? I think.
The what?
Vizier, right? Something that you have a fire on?
Oh, Brazier.
Vizier?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. There's a vizier burning with some sort of magical fire in the center. If you haven't noticed before. And
Magical fire of truthness. Yay.
it may not
That's
be.
what it's gonna be.
Alright. If you were to go to the center, there is a two Lokanen that you haven't seen before, standing besides, and kind of half awake, putting his hands on the head, kind of in the headache form of the Vitulus, and Grantus standing right to the other side. And Waru is not there. And there is a final person that you have only heard the name of, which is
Tyrantus.
Tyrantus. I'm looking for T to put in the game, although I do not have a letter T. How amazing am I? Tyrantus. I'll put an E for her. E is Tyrantus. I'll put a name tag for you guys so that you guys can see her, I guess.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful. And Vitalis. And also for Grantus. Once you're brought in to the center, and 5 of them looking back, and 3 of the soldiers with the bows kind of standing in the back with the alert, although they don't seem to be at least ready at the mood to execute you. Francis sees that you're brought in again and says that there was a fire, and according to other scouts that were patrolling around the night, your friend was seen right before there was a fire in the scene, and he fled the area.
That's weird. First of all, which friend was it? I have
He
2.
describes the Malkin's appearance.
Oh, Malcolm. Now I have a question. How was the fire started?
And the Tyrantus steps up and says that surely one of you tried to attack one of us in response of the bee folks. Isn't that right, Bitulus? And she took a look at Bitulus and kind of ruffling his head and says that they did mention that they were from those Apisans, although I thought their intention was for peace. And
yes.
Grantus
Actually,
looks at you back and says that you didn't say anything about sending by Apisans before.
do I still have my contract?
Yes, you have it in your inventory, right?
I should. If you want, you can show this as a little bit of evidence. I'll be honest, I was by the bee folk, but a peace base.
And Tartus points at it
So,
and is like, they lie in our blatant face. Why should we even trust them?
Question. I've heard of these many before. Can I quickly, using my Hunter's Bane, can I, this being, let me see if it gives me what I'm thinking it will. It's the Hunter's Bane. Of course it doesn't say it. I just need to quickly go to my class. Pretty much, I'm trying to, can I do a quick history check of this area of the world to see if there was at any point heavy demonic...
Oh.
No. This is fiend based, I'm asking. Because of my Hunter's Bane, I have advantage on it. I know things like succubus, very manipulative. Can I have an idea of what this could possibly have done something for? You know, having an idea of maybe this is somebody trying to manipulate based off of some sort of demonic based contract.
So you think that the Tarantus is getting the help from Succubus to manipulate these two? Or Tarantus
I'm thinking that
herself?
Exactly. I want to see if
uncovering the true nature that is disguised by magic or the otherwise would be requiring more than a roll to reveal their true identity.
Okay.
But if you're just acquiring the knowledge, that knowledge in specific, that it is possible, your character getting that idea, I'll say that you can do it without a roll, because I mean, your character will probably come across a roll or two.
Yeah.
Like that.
I
So
just wanted to know, like, can I make a quick check to see if I would, like, wait, there's a bit of a link, because it's, of course, in my head, but do I have something backing that? Like, 300 years ago, there was a demonic creature in the north, in this realm that held fortitude here. Like, is there some sort of residue in history that means we're a part of this continent?
Low history.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, because of my Hunter's Bane, it gives me advantage.
Yep.
Perfect.
So, question exact is that whether there was a demonic presence in the past within 300 years? Is that the question you're asking, or
within reason? Like, what would be more common-esque knowledge to anybody who would have looked into the backgrounds of demons in the world? So I'm not looking for, like, 5,000 years ago there was one secret ancestor of the demons. Like, what is it, like, if you were a part of a religion, you knew that at some point there was demons and we had to fight them off, kind of thing, just as holy knights, kind of thing?
in many of the old times where you're studying histories and whatnot, although you haven't actually studied histories in the past, but your investigative times and knowledges that you hear on the street time to time would suggest that there have been some demonic presences in this continent that were dominant at a certain point in time. And although it is not very recent, it is a long time in the past that has happened. In prehistoric time, even pretty long time ago. But you would see like the statues of the demons, some of the adventurers bringing them in as a token of their success and whatnot from the ancient.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. As I was saying before, I was so disappointingly interrupted. I'm here on peace, and as I've shown before, with my desire to help you, the leader of this great tribe, why would I offer such help and assistance if I was the knight, or even if my allies were the knight of, I'm going to burn down one of your huts?
And she
That makes
says
no
that
sense.
maybe you tried to kill me. Your group of friends tried to kill me as I'm the most against your kind. And she looks at Grantus and Bitulus and says that, do not listen to this vicious... What are you, even alien? And...
I'm a wood elf. Pleasure to meet you.
Well, disgusted to meet you. And she looks at Bitulus and Grantus and saying that this wood elf has working with bees, those Apissans taking our land, and you're trying to code with this, and it only shows the signs of your weakness. And she stares at Grantus. Grantus kind of looks at her with very sad face. What would you like to do?
Who were the ones that actually saw this happen? Can you bring them up as some sort of witness? I'd like to get the testimony.
Roll persuasion, and Tarantus will roll persuasion too. And
Ooh, that's not too bad.
all she says that she says that we don't even have to listen to them. And the Grantus is like, Tarantus, I respect you and do everything that you do, but really, I think we should hear them out. I don't think at least they were at the bad intent when they came in. And Grantus yells at the back, says, come! Those people! Bring those people who have seen their friends! And, yeah. Soon after, the person, one of them, will be brought in. With few of them just kind of hanging on the back. And The number 3, the one of the Lokanin that came in, looks at you on the side with disgust on his face, and you can tell that he's wearing the Animal June tokens hanging on his clothing as well, just like the Tarantus. And as he entered the scene, he kindly do the slight nod to the 5 of the people on there. And Grantus says that, "You claim to have seen what have happened when there was a fire. Explain what have happened again." And this guy looks at him and says that, "Well, there was a fire at ship. At that time, one of the aliens approached me and asked me whether he wanted to see magic trick. And when I told him that I want no part of their thing, he backed away and went behind the tent. After that, about a few minutes later, the tent suddenly set on fire, and I saw the dog running away to the other side." And Joffrey, is that accurate about what he would have seen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Why would he run away?
Although they didn't specify that when the fire started, I ran to try and help.
But would they like to say
That's true.
that?
Just want to make sure you didn't forget it.
Also, they may not interpret it as help, right? They may be that you're caught in action
True.
or something like that.
True.
Plus, your dog was running the other way too.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Why would they run away? Why would they run away?
and
So,
do you say that out loud?
I-
Why would they run away?
yeah, I'm murmuring to myself, like, why would you run away?
Tarantus says that
Question.
clearly they have set the fire and ran away.
But, and I turned to the guard that was there. Hello, Investigator Evan Beverin. Pleasure to meet you. Put out my hand to shake his hand.
And it growls.
Nobody's kind here except for your leader. What the crap? Anyway, what was your response to seeing the fire and seeing him? Did you just go up and arrest him, or what happened?
He looks at you and says that, well, we only found the dogs. He disappeared on our side after he came back. It was like he was enraged.
Sorry, did you say what?
He suddenly disappeared from our sight. We
Okay.
could still hear him walking, and we could smell him in the air, but his presence was sealed.
But what did you do right before he did that? Were you just grabbing him, and did he duck away?
Well, I tried to get him back to the justice and brought him here, but he escaped our grasp.
Clearly, the biggest thing I can think of is the fact that he most likely was scared. You're big, giant creatures, and you're terrifying. I'll be honest. All of you. Intimidating as hell. I'm scared. And you're gonna run up at him and try and grab him. But he's not a strong dude. He's gonna be scared. Are you going to say that he's guilty for being frightened of being nearly possibly attacked? How does that make him
the
guilty?
character says that he would be guilty for setting fire on my place.
Oh, that was yours. Oh, that's not good. Would you loosen the fire?
Or perception. Persuasion. And she'll do the insight against it. And she squints at you and says that everything.
Oh, that's a
Should you get
shame.
Poisons.
As soon as the accusee starts accusing, that's when he looks like the worst victim. Oh, that's so sad. I feel bad for you. My condolences, or
And-
whatever should be said.
Oz, she says everything. Grantos says looks at her, and Tarantus says everything. And Tarantus looks back at her, at him, and says that everything. And Grantus, you can see that his depression seems to be intensifying at the moment.
Ah, shit.
Oops.
Oz, he is looking at Arvin and says that, well, you, I don't know, but your friend clearly has something to do with him. If you claim
Does it?
that he is innocent, you should bring him back here, so that we would listen to what he has to say. And Tarantus on the side says that, why do you have to listen to anything? If we would capture his friend and lock him up, maybe he will come back with his friend. Would you like to... That is a persuasion that the Tarantus is doing in Grantus. So would you like to say something to discourage that, or say something else to misdirect him?
I'm gonna try and contest that by saying, why is it that you want to lock me up when I have obviously, most likely, done nothing? Why are you so aggressive to me? It's as if you're scared of something.
Roll persuasion,
No, sure.
I guess.
Fuck! Damn it!
Grantus looks at you with a little bit depression as boy saying that, well, she just lost a bunch of our memories. I would expect her to be upset. It is reasonable. But it is right. We will detain you.
Wait, sorry. This is me talking out a game. Did you say memories? Or what did she lose?
He did
a
say
bunch of?
memories.
Memories. Okay.
And Grantus says that, well, at the moment, I think it is safe for you to be with us at the moment, while our party will try to find your friend out there. You will be released once your friend is back here.
Do you guys know where to look for him? Or do you want me to go with your party to make sure he's brought back properly?
Your help will be assistant. Your assistant. Well, if you would tell me where he would be, then we would look for him there. But until then, he would be here with us.
Fair enough. So who's gonna go grab him? I don't. My issue
Grantus
is.
looks at Bitulus and says that, how about my brother? I would trust him to do the job. He brought all of you into this situation in the first place. Although, you really need to talk to me when you're bringing people outside of the town that is it. And he kind of calms down and says, hey, Bitulus, bring them back. And he nods his head and goes to you and says that, whispers to you in a way, kind of in a smaller voice, I told you not to mention Apison in front of them.
Not to mention what? I'm confused. Sorry.
And he says, well, do you have any information relevant to find your friends?
I give him a general idea where the location is. They'll also say, when you go to them, make sure to let them know that I am here, not as a prisoner. Don't want them to get possibly hostile if they feel like they may be attacked. If you come in peacefully, you'll probably be met with peace.
Well, I will let them know that we're in peace, although if they do resist, we have no choice.
At that point, as long as you let them know, it's out of my hands, and I can't hold you to any of it, unless you brutally murder them.
And do you know that, remember the stats that they were fighting in against the bear? They will be using the same stats. So even though 2 versus some, you may have chance to beat them actually. They're not that strong unless they're bosses. But yes, the Bitulus knows their head and walks out of the scene. And with that, we'll say that your character will be kind of under the watch on one of the tent, being guarded by a few of the people outside.
Can I be with Grantus? I feel like he'd be the best to guard me, and he can know
Grantus-
everything I do.
You're actually, no one is watching you inside of the tent. They're just standing outside of the tent.
I'm under house arrest in a freaking tent. Oh my god.
Yeah. And you would hear the Grantus and Tarantus and two of the other people kind of arguing about what to do about the people when they come in. But yes, that's the general summary of what will be happening. You will be in that tent, and Vitless and those will be going off. And they seem to be listening to the other people's testimonies as well, as they mention about how they have chased down the dog and was killed in the process.
You
Bye,
son of a bitch, you killed.
Snickerdoodle.
Snickerdoodle is confirmed to be dead.
Don't worry, we still got Chipper.
Yay! We have one more dog! And in the night, while you guys are all asleep, your sleep will still be interrupted in the middle if they were to come and dash and get you. Although you guys don't have exhaustion at the moment. What is your passive perception? Actually, they would not sneak up on you guys if they were to go to your general direction as one of your party members has given your location. They will walk there and they would surround the place, but they would actively speak out. You hear, all of you guys, as you guys are asleep, hear the voice yelling from Bitless saying that. Did you guys tell me your names, right? I believe you guys did.
Yeah.
He says that, you, Malkin.
What? I'm
Wake
sleeping.
up.
Hear that?
Yes,
No.
you guys hear as you guys are almost asleep.
Shit.
Yeah.
Chipper, go play with him. I need to sleep.
Oh my god. Yeah. Shipper seems to be going to the Vitless, and you can tell that not bad thing is going on. If anyone's observing him, he'll be like petting the Chipper at the moment. And you, yes.
Oh, what's up, Villas?
What would you like to do? Let's hear you first, and then we'll reply to you. Nothing.
You wakes up. How far away are these voices?
He's actually like besides you guys. You guys are not in the tent and just have the bedrolls out, right? Do you guys have bedrolls?
Yeah, I don't know what I have.
What's in your inventory?
I have
It's
a
good time to
bedroll.
check your inventory. Yes. Yeah, if you have bedroll. I imagine you guys have like a bedroll outside of the wild area, and you guys would be there, right? So, he'd like walk beside your bedrolls and would be like talking to you. So I'll say that he's like within 10 feet of you guys. Both of you, I would say. Unless you guys would specifically say that
Yeah.
you guys are separated for some reason.
So I have a quick question for you as a player. Do you play? It sounds like you play it as if a character goes 24 hours without sleep, it's exhaustion.
There's a rule. I think there's a check that you gain. I think.
Yeah, I read long ago about doing a constitution check.
Yeah, I will dig up a little bit on that.
But I was just curious.
Yeah, so I don't think it's straight up, but maybe I don't remember exactly on top of my head. Let's see. But yeah, it'll either be check or straight up. But yeah.
Upon
I'll
hearing
say
the
for
voices all-
now, I'll say DC 10 Constitution. Yeah, I say so.
Okay.
Even. Yeah, DC 10, you will be exhausted. But
Is
I'll
it-
count
yeah.
that in the morning. So.
Okay. Malkin, we should get up. Sounds like Vitilis, whatever his name is.
Yes, it's me.
You want some more beer?
No, not beer, but there was a fire in the camp, and Chip Team needs to talk to you folks. So if you're the
You guys need help putting it out?
No, they took care of it at the moment.
Yeah, I tried to help, and y'all tried to kill me.
Well, that shaman, Tarantus was always against outsiders in general. Well,
Yeah, I kind of got the feeling.
But it'd help a lot if you were to come and explain yourself at least.
I have a question for you first. Do you trust your wife?
Of course. Why wouldn't I trust your wife?
Okay.
You met my wife? When did
Yes.
you meet my wife?
Well, she was carrying you around drunk, and then she came to talk to us. Anyways, hold on. I'm going to reach into my pack and dig around. I'm going to take out my sending stones.
Alright.
I'm going to give him one, because I'm assuming there's other wolf people around.
Yeah, they would be able to see you handing on this weird artifact.
Okay. So I'm going to give him one of the stones and send him the message through the stone. Your wife believes that Tarantus is trying to poison your brother. I eliminated the poison.
He looks at you. Like,
This would only be playing in his head because of the stone, hopefully.
she happens saying things like that, although I don't have any proof. They traditionally didn't get along. And he can say it back too, right? With sending stuff.
Yeah, he can send one message back to me.
But
After that, they can't be used anymore for the day.
Oh, okay. So it's a word limit, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, 25 words, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, 25.
Okay.
I mean, technically, Vatilis wouldn't have known the limit, and so he probably could have gotten cut off with sentence.
He can send as much as he could.
What is this magic? How did this happen? How can I hear you? What is this about my wife? And then it stops. Oh, that'd be funny.
My spelling is a little bit off, but bear with me, whatever.
Okay. Fair enough.
But at least you know that Vitalis would think pretty nicely for
Yeah.
because
I don't know. I'm still gonna try to make him think that my dog's found poison.
But yes, he says that. Well, but come
But
along.
yes, I'll go explain myself.
Well, thank you. And he's walking by, and do you have more of the thing with you? Do you?
What, the beer?
Oh, yes, that thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll use my alchemy jug to make some beer and give it to him.
Are you sure? Worse than that
Yeah.
too. All right.
Has it been 24 hours?
Hey man, it's every dawn. It doesn't specify 24 hours. So
It's slightly before dawn at the moment. But
okay.
flavor-wise, it's funny, so I'll say yes. Why not? You came on that.
yeah, here you go, man. Your wife's gonna hate me, but you seem to like the stuff.
Yep. I'll say that you gain +1 to Vitalis, and I'll say you get -1 to Waru. If you were to make any friendly checks with them, I'll say you would apply these rules.
Plus and minus.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
And with that, you guys would be escorted back to the camp, unless you guys like to do anything. Yeah. Alright, you guys are escorted back. Place your tokens in the place where, here, around that area. In the middle. You ping them.
Do I hear them come in?
Yes, you would hear them come in.
As I get pretty close, I'm like, You! The other guy, are you there?
Hey, Avran.
Yeah, place yourself.
Hi.
Ah, they didn't kill him.
What?
Where have you been?
Kill
Here?
Oh my god.
Have fun.
But yes, as all of you guys come in, Grantus seems to be pretty tired at the moment from all these talking. Says that, well, you, friend, has an accusation against you. They say that you set up the fire and ran away.
Well, anyone would run if other people tried to kill them.
And Tarantus says that, is there any point for listening to those people, outsiders? And she'll be trying to do the persuasion versus with you.
Okay.
At the moment, without any changes, she'll beat you. Or you, would you like to do anything as this is happening?
Hmm.
You made your move, Malkin, but guess you haven't done anything yet.
You will.
The rolls aren't showing up. Oh, there it goes.
It's not really in his nature to be political. He doesn't know how. He'll. Yeah. You. I don't know what your name is. I haven't seen you around before. But he's the leader, not you. You're not the one on trial, so shut up.
Are you talking to Grantus?
Nice.
No, I'm talking. Yeah, Tarantus.
Oh, Tarantus. Okay. I'll say that's intimidation, right?
Yeah,
Well,
that's what I was going
intimidation.
for.
I'll say DC 15, and if you make it, then I'll give disadvantage to Tarantus roll. So she will roll once more.
Oh,
She growls at you as you're doing that, and Grantus stares at you too, and says that you do not threaten her in my eye. Do you understand that?
I'm sorry, I don't even know who she is.
She is Tarantus, one of our advisors.
Ah, that's the Tarantus.
But yes, Tarantus, I'm currently in working cheap. Just let me do my thing. And all he says that he seems to be more and more depressed at the moment. And he turns to Malkin and says that regardless, you didn't have to run if you were to have nothing to be feared of. And they say that, well, you're the only suspicious one they have spotted before there was a fire on the tent.
yeah, that would make sense. I was the only one in the town.
In the area, they said that you were patrolling, walking around. What were you exactly doing?
Stop talking so I can answer you.
At this time, I quickly go into the corner here. I lift up one of the hands, I'm the friendly one. Poke them and then slowly put it down.
Yeah.
I was looking for poisons. Someone told me that she's trying to kill you.
Oh my! I'm
Well,
so
that's
happy I have a
right.
22 dex right now.
Oh my god.
I picked the poisons up in the tree, remember?
Those are still on the tree, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys don't have poisons on you at the moment.
Or do I? I don't.
As
I
you say
prefer-
out loud, Granta says that someone tried to poison me.
Tarantus was supposedly trying to poison you.
This is. Grantus looks at Tarantus, and Tarantus says that these are clearly lying aliens. Why would you ever trust them? They're working for Abyssins to divide us. And Grantus.
You have the most to gain.
You have what?
Talking to Tarantus. You have the most to gain if Grantus dies.
You mean Grantus dies? Okay. She says that.
The names are very similar.
Yeah, Tarantus says that. Well, that's how would you? What would I possibly gain? And Grantus is like, enough is enough. What do you have that she is trying to poison me? Accusations against my trusted advisor shouldn't be taken lightly.
Hey, I was just searching for poisons. Y'all killed my dog that was sniffing around.
What
Understandable
do you say?
considering the situation.
What do you think she tried to poison me?
Poisonous herbs, supposedly. My other dog here, Chipper, is currently damaged by the same herbs. We were given a sample to give them a scent to search for.
And she carried these poisonous herbs?
Indeed.
And Grantus says that. So where's the evidence?
Well, the dog that found it's dead, so...
And Tarantus will say that that's a convenient excuse after burning down my house.
Well, the fire was an accident. Well,
By the way,
dog
my
bumped in.
character is actually laughing right from the tent. Like,
dog bumped into a torch, knocked it over. I tried to come help.
At the moment, there are still no evidences to show him or any arguments to convince Grantus. I don't think there is something to make a roll out of. Would you like to
Okay.
have some solid evidences, some reasoning to make a roll with?
You know what? Just for the sake of it, my other dog here knows the scent. Maybe let him give Tarantus a quick sniff. See if she's been carrying these said poisonous herbs.
It's not bad.
Interesting. Grantus will be looking at you and say that so your dogs can keep track of the poisonous herbs.
They were given a sample of them to search for, yes.
And Tarantus, did you have any poisonous herbs on your petition? And Tarantus says, I don't. Why would I have any?
I'm gonna insight that.
Roll.
I got
insight.
nothing else to do. My character is just like staring at her. Like, please give me a reason. Fuck!
You currently cannot tell. And whoever would like to roll insight can roll.
Crap.
I'll give it a go.
I'll take a crack at it as well.
Okay. Nemo 15. And 5! You cannot tell.
Come on.
Nemo, while you're staring at her with suspicious intent, you can tell that she's lying. She's like not quite looking, and she seems to be obviously moving a little bit more than the other people. From the postures and from the feeling, you get a gut feeling that this woman is lying through her teeth. And with two of you guys are good at investigation, supposedly investigator and a wizard does not get a clue at.
Okay, I was not even done. I didn't even start my investigation.
Okay.
Like, my guy, I know what to do. I've taken forensic science. I have like 20 different things I could have done. But now we're at a trial.
Grantus stares out at Melkin and says that if your dog do find nothing, and if this accusation were to be fruitless. I will assume you were responsible for the fire. Is that fair?
Seems fair. I would prefer to repay you in some way other than death, but you know, do what you gotta do.
Didn't we already admit the dog started the fire?
The dog was mine, so I would have to take responsibility.
All right then. And Terrantus, are you really gonna? But the Grantus put gestures to you guys for dogs to give it a try. And yes, and roll with disadvantage. As dog is poisoned. But if she
Why doesn't
I was gonna say,
Grantus?
he gets advantage on smell stuff, so does that cancel out the disadvantage?
Yes, it should cancel out then. And
Okay.
roll.
So
Why doesn't Grantus just do it? He has advantage on this kind of stuff.
he gets a total +4 for perception.
Do good, or else I feel
Oh
like
my
your
god,
character.
I'm hoping.
And move the dog's token over to Terrantus.
I am. It's better than his other rolls.
Fair enough. That's not ridiculously low.
That's
It's
not
not really
Terrantus,
good either.
but
No, that's not Tarantus. Oh wait, he's Tarantus, right?
she's Terrantus. Yes.
Okay.
If you were to, dog goes and seems to be smelling around her. As you're commanding to find the poison.
Ah,
If he finds poison, I want him to start barking.
The dog kind of smells on her like foot, her knees, and her upper things, and it stops at her hands and starts barking.
Oh.
oh my! How the tables have turned.
And all this is happening is like, so what? Dog is barking. What does that mean?
That means he's found what he's searching for.
Well, I swear on my body there's no poison, and search me all you want. And she takes off her robe that she's wearing and hands it to the Grantus that is right beside. And all the dog continues to bark. Grantus grabs a robe and looks inside and tries to search for any signs of the poisons, herbs. And after a moment, nothing is found. What do you guys like to do?
Well, seeing as how there seems to be potential reasonable doubt here, could the dog search the wreckage of the tent as well?
If poison was on fire, it'll have a nice scent. That is true.
Although, remember that this is 4 hours later, and
True.
the place had been burned to cinders.
Grantus, does Tarantus have any any other property except for that tent? Any places where she would use for storage?
I wish she did, but unfortunately, no. And Grantus looks at you guys and says that, well, I don't know. It doesn't seem like she has any poisons herself. And dog, however, is still barking at the moment. And with that, roll persuasion. I'll say that to search the tent, and it will be against Terrantus. 15.
Who's rolling persuasion?
Malkin.
If I can get my roll 20 to work.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
At this time, if I walk out and go, oh my gosh, how about let's go to the tent, let the investigator do some investigating and get this done with? Jeez. Kind of
that's
doing that
cool.
as like a help action, being like, hey, I am an actual investigator. Want to see an insignia? Got it. Want to see my horn? Got it. Want to see my cloak? Freaking got it on.
What does that
An
mean to the
investigator.
Tri folks, though?
That I have a background in dealing with these kind of things. Their trial I've dealt with before many a time. You
I'll
want to get this
say-
done? I can
I'll
get it
say-
done properly.
I'll say you do take that as a help action, though. And 25, I'll take it. And
You're welcome.
Sweet.
Grantus is like, all right, you'll get that chance. You should you can search the area. And Chern does seem to be frustrated at the moment, but all 5 of them, along with a bunch of the wolf folks, will be walking with you guys to the burned area. And I can draw that there for you guys, but do you guys need me to?
No,
No,
not really.
Okay.
Better than mine.
And if you want to go
If
there,
you guys know how burnt it is is everything ash or is
the center tent
I don't know.
is burned to cinders. As I mentioned, the tent is made out of wood, leaves, and many of the things that are found in the forest. They are very flammable. And it seems like the entire tent had been collapsed down, and now there's nothing left but ashes. And those things inside are quite turned into charcoals, whatever it was in there. And many of the things in there, you can see some sign of water surrounding the tent that has prevented fire from spreading too far. But anyway, you arrive to the scene.
Okay, let me get to work. This is where I hopefully will thrive a little bit.
Hold on. If you're going to be investigating, hold on one second.
Guidance.
I do have something that might help.
If there was
Enhance
clarity-
ability. I'd rather have enhanced ability. That's just straight up for an hour advantage on whatever kind of save you want.
Okay. I have Eyes of Minute Seeing, which will give you advantage on any investigation checks that rely on sight while searching an area or studying an object within range.
That's perfect. He gets advantage. Yeah.
That's great. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So the big thing I'm going to be looking for.
Oh, it's out to a range of 1 foot, so it's only when you're like specifically studying a small area. I
No,
guess.
but
yeah.
but as long as he's searching the nearby area was in the description, right? So I'll say that he gets
yeah.
just in the room.
Yeah, I'm going over the entire thing a couple at least.
However, the DC will be very high, as you
Okay.
have known. The places have been turned into cinder. There are lots of plant things on top of the burnt thing, because the building itself was made out of plant as well.
Okay.
So I'll say that the DC will be pretty high, but roll out. DC will be pretty high. I have a DC in my mind. If you get over that, the higher the better. But
So just so you know, kind of how I'm going to do this is I'm going to first go over everything,
Mhm.
how it is, seeing if there is additional damage to the structure, as if it wasn't just fire. Somebody may have made it look worse than it is. Would be the
some
first place to
sabotage
start.
some efforts to conceal. You would like to find it if there was any.
Yes. Then after that, I'll get some of them to help me take most of the material, and I'll start looking at the grounds. I'll be going up to some of the charcoal, smelling that, because I know that most scents that were in the area are mostly retained by charcoal after a huge amount of fire. And then also, after that, I'll clear it and look for if there's underground, like a secret stash in the dirt. Because if there's a fire, that wouldn't be affected, and that'd be the
Mr. Grumpy's talking?
That is perfect, and that is also perfect. Roll investigation. I'll say that you should have 2 separate roles. The first one will be counted against a tempering attempt, and second one against the finding more about the poisons and secret stash.
Okay. So first one is 23.
23, you are trying to find the tempering effects, and you would see the signs of a few of the waters kind of like poured over onto the things, kind of turning the ash into ash water, and kind of like make the area.
Yeah, making it a little bit more thick.
Yes, a little bit more thick in a way. And someone definitely, you would tell that there is a water surrounding it, but these things inside are definitely out of the general things on the surrounding area. Probably someone did pour this here on purpose on the ash.
It was poured after onto the ash specifically, or sorry.
Water had been
What do you mean?
poured over the ash after fire was died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Seems like somebody poured water out of embers. I don't know why. And then second one. Okay, hi.
Very high, natural 20. Also, you
Literally see my
are
third eye pop out.
also you're searching the area. You notice that very consistency in these ruins and how the fire have brought things down. And you figured out that there are some ashes that are specific to the materials that used for the buildings. So you can tell which ashes is what, and from there you start separating the ruins and piece by pieces. And with that, you found a table that had been burned down, along with a few of the wooden equipment that had been burned down into the charcoal. Although you notice that even despite the collapses and whatnot, if you piece them together, they look like the herbalist kit. And along with that, you see some signs of a blackened liquid that have been burned to the cinder, as well as a few of the plants that have been burned as well, that are distinguishably different from the ashes that are constructing the house. As well, on top of that, I say that with natural 20, you deduce that if you would burn the poisonous plant, you'd get the same result, and should be able to compare pretty easily that she had the poisonous thing.
I will quickly throw that into my backpack.
Yes, so add the burned herbalist kit along with the burned herbs.
Herbs, yes.
Yes.
I'll throw that in. I will say, oh, I got what I needed. Can I get? Do one of you remember with a? No. Where's the brother? Who's the brother again?
Vitalis. Vitalis is there watching you the whole time, cautiously.
I'm just like, where's the? You. You remember where our camp was, right?
Vitalis. Yes, I do.
Okay, and I kind of tell him about the tree that the poisons were on. Did I see that, or like, would my character actually know about those? Or?
Depends on what you want to do. Did you tell him about it?
I told the fellas.
Okay then.
Yeah, I just feel like
if I fell out of the tree, I'd want them to know that if they heard a thud, to go help.
Okay. If you go to, and I give him directions. If you go to the top of that tree, there's a sack there, a small pouch there. I need you to grab that. It is very important, and we will need that.
Don't touch what's in it.
Roll deception. This is not for Vitalis. Vitalis trusts you.
Fuck.
Okay. Tarantus immediately jumps on you, in terms of verbally, and says that they clearly have planted it there, and then they're trying to make me look like a murderer or something. It must be that Wuru. Wuru must be behind this.
It's compare and contrast. I got this, and I need that.
And you must have planted the poison stain on my tent.
How? I wasn't here.
Your friend was, and clearly has an ability to disappear in the thin air.
Wait, hold on. Question. Where were you last night?
Sleeping at my home.
Sleeping. Okay. You didn't hear this moron walk in? He's not the quietest thing.
Well, I started hearing the fire starting on my tent.
Cool.
Grumpy Turtle, are you ready to play at the moment? We'll still go on for 20 minutes or so if you want to jump.
Yeah, I'm here. I just
just
doing my best to like catch up.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, they met the village advisors, and currently they got the intel from the Waru, one of the rabbit folks living in here, telling that she thinks Tarantus is trying to poison Grantus, which is a bleached chiptine. And currently the party has found the evidence where Tarantus was possessing these poisonous herbs, while she clearly said that she doesn't have any when she was with the Grantus. And now she, as the Aravan is pointing out that there is herbs in the trees, she immediately jumps on, saying that they probably planted it on her house. Cool. Yes.
So, when would we have had time to plant something?
Before you set the house on my fire?
We've been in custody since the fire.
Well, clearly before the fire.
You were
And
outside of your town, your village.
Oh, here's a great question. I'm from the city. Say that right now. We have we have a very forgetful barbarian and somebody who's really dumb. Who would know what these plants do?
and she says out, clearly Woru. Only one who is so knowledgeable about plants is a warrior.
You're not dumb. Don't be mean to yourself.
And
Oh, now we're into the blame game. The bunny folk. We never brought up the bunny folk. Why are you bringing her up now?
she clearly has a way of sabotaging me and my position.
Why would she do that?
And everyone doesn't seem to go along against it, but she says that she's outsider.
Who was taken in by one of your own? Very nice guy.
Nicholas is like, look, that's not a good topic to talk in here.
Well, I'm fine with talking about it because I don't really care. People are people. You're the one that seems to be like this, and I've been kind of victimized, I'll say.
They weren't getting along ever since I was married to her. But she's my friend, and I known her from my childhood. She's a good person. I'm sure she has a good reason. Anyhow, I'll bring the poisonous herb you said. Yes.
The herbs, yeah.
And Nicholas will go along with that. And the rest of the group, however, will be going back into the cave.
Yeah, I'll be going there anyway.
I'll say fasting forward, the Grantus would, Bitless would return with those herbs with him, and all of you guys will meet in the cave. And the Grumpy Turtle, Sunny,
Oh, no.
you should place your tokens in here as well. And everyone, you're free outside here. I thought there would be much more of a friendship is magic type of thing, but no. my campaign. I think it's the way that I think, because I would think what NPC would do in their shoes, and I think it's naturally creating this type of thing.
Straight up, you gave us an assassination attempt. That's not happy. That's not good.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been investigating.
Well, where are we?
Place yourself in the center area there.
Oop.
Yep. Yep, and Bitulus comes back with the herb, and he would give it to... Yep, one of you guys, Arvin. He hands a bag of herbs to Arvin. What do you like to do with him? And he's frozen! And Arvin is frozen in time. While he's doing that, what are you guys doing?
I don't know. I was kind of relying on my lawyer here.
You need to checkmate her. Checkmate. Checkmate her.
Well, he said he needed to compare. Obviously, the herbs need to be burnt to match.
Although burning herb in a cave wouldn't be too great, but Arvin, what are you doing? Okay, we can't hear you. If you can hear us, you should be typing right now. Okay. Okay, we can hear you, I think. Although we don't see you.
Can you?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's my phone died. So first of all, computer crapped. Phone died. Now I'm onto my second computer. So first of all, I give a brief basis. You know, with my background and information that I know about, let's say, alchemist supplies, working with antitoxins and whatnot, I give a general idea of whenever you burn a plant, it usually gives off a couple different things. First of all, it's going to be color of smoke. Next is going to be the scent. A couple other things are going to be how it burns, how long it takes, how easy it is to light it. There are many different things, and it's with these we're able to make a distinction on what kind of plants are which. Because these are burnt, it's very difficult. But if you see how the different designs on them, compare them to the ones we have ourselves, which are the ones that made the Mastiffs very ill, actually, you're able to see that there is a comparison. Now, if you want, I can start burning them and showing that both of them work in similar ways. Also, we found, and I take out the herbalist kit, like, we found a herbalist kit. Any shaman should have it. But why would they have that with these kind of plants? Very interesting.
She says out that, well, I'm the only one who can heal other than that rabbit, so I try to learn some.
Fair enough. Wait, learn some...
Well,
how to use some
herbs.
poisons? Oh. And that's very good. It's always good to know some sort of herbs. They're very useful. But it's kind of interesting how we did find these in that area.
We do
And-
need some herbs for rituals and making colors. But really,
Right.
it is not weird to be seen with those.
Perfect.
I'm
How do you
pretty
use
sure
them?
you have planted those poisons in my camp anyway, and tried to use them as an evidence. And
That's...
beside, I have been growing up with Grantas for whole life. Why would I have poisoned him?
Well, first of all, you do have a motive. I've been told multiple times that you're not on the best terms, even through basic arguments. I've seen it a little bit during the trial in how you talk to him. It's not the best. But also, I've been also told that if he was to fall, you would be the one to take up the mantle. And did I ever see you trying to persuade him from going and pretty much committing suicide? I did not see that. You would have let him go and die with honor. But you really would just be letting him die so you could have whatever you wanted, wouldn't you? It was actually us who stopped him.
Here, Tarantus does not seem to say anything. Stares at you guys stared at Araban for a few seconds, and she yells at Granta, saying that, "Well, you know me. Make your decision if you're going to listen to these dirty aliens." And she seems to be stopped talking to you guys in specific, however. And Grantus seems to be actually grieving at the moment. You can tell that he's at the sad stage currently in his life. And he looks at Tarantus for a few seconds and turns at you guys and says that, "Well, then let's see if they match out first."
Sorry, what does he say?
Like, it's if they match up.
Okay.
Ashes.
So
And
then
fast
what?
forward, they would. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take out my alchemist kit, show him what I'm doing like a freaking god. Also, with my 22 dex, I'm like, when I take it a vial, I like hit it with my elbows to be super cool.
Okay.
Yep.
Tarantus look at Tarantus and looks at you back and says that I do trust her not lying about she doesn't have not having poison in her hut. But where did you get the information of she tried to poison me?
Is she here right now?
She is here. Tarantus is here. Warwick is not here, however.
She's not here. Okay.
Warwick is not.
I do not know if it is up to me to say, or if these allegations are seen as false, then she could be in danger, and I believe it's not my place for her to come here. If somebody else wishes to, I do not wish it to be on my hands. I'm a man of honor. I don't want to bring somebody into something that could potentially hurt them.
Even though you would risk your life.
Especially. That's
Roll
why I'm here.
persuasion.
What do you think? Okay.
You have advantage.
Shit. Ah. Because I brought up honor.
Let me think of a check. DC.
19.
Okay, that passes. I was thinking of a specific range, and it's like 19. Okay.
You know what? Literally, I can only do better if I crit. Please, just let it be.
Grantus looks at you and says that I do respect the man with honor. Respect the confident. But, as I mentioned, claims against my advisor. And he actually puts in a pause before saying advisor.
Okay.
And says that it should not be taken lightly. And I cannot bear the thought that why would they hunt us? And he looks up at you and says that I do not know why she would. And I don't think you would try to poison me either. Right? And at the moment, Harrington seems to be extremely frustrated and angry. But Grantus looks at all of you guys and says that I don't know what to make of this at the moment. Until we get further information, you'll be staying with us. But as a guest, that is. Yeah, Zoro appears
None of us are
at the
paladin.
moment.
Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
Or to take good and evil would be nice.
We'll put that aside until we get more verification. We will maybe get more questions to Tarantus and maybe more about.
Is Vidalus still here?
Who is here?
Vidalus?
Vidalus is here. You can see in the map.
I want to glance over and see how he's reacting to that, because he knows that his wife is the one, since I told him before we came here.
He doesn't seems to be making connections at the moment that his wife is the one who told you guys about
Wait,
the
question. Isn't it after dawn? Can you now message stone him or sending stone him?
I say time duration is way too short in a way.
Yeah. Plus I would have gotten the stone back after I sent the message.
Oh, fair enough.
And Vitus is there, however.
Okay.
The Grantus, however, says that we will see how that will turn out to be later. But until then, I suggest you not to leave the town at least for the duration. But before that, I heard that you are all from Apisen. They have sent you. And you didn't tell me about this. Why?
Wait, say that part again?
That the bee folks have sent.
We told him that when he was in his little funk. You were too busy whining and groping and wanting to kill yourself before.
Well, I thought you were trying to convince me to be leading the town to the right directions, but if you're sent by them in the first place, that's a different story.
Yeah, they want to meet with you and be friendly.
I get the pun. My character actually says that, though, by the way. He wants to lift the spirits up today. Just, I get the pun. Why?
Alright, Garanta says that, well, I at the moment have no intention of befriending them. And with that, Taranto says that, at least you have that right. With that, Gruntus going in and says that, well, I think we would at least have that in clear. That I have no intention of befriending him at the moment. But you're welcome to stay in our town Use one of these tents, if you will, to stay.
Thank you. I do have my own, so I should be fine. I'll take up one of yours. Though I do have a quick question. When's the griffin hunt?
That we will commence it in the morning.
Good. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good day.
Alright, and I think that's probably the time that we will end the session. You guys would, those of you who were there, will have to make, so, 3 of you, including Turtle, because you joined here. Woo!
Last second!
Yep.
Yes.
Roll DC 10 Constitution saving throws. If you do fail, you will be subjected to 1 exhaustion. That is success. That is also a success. That is also a success. Mike, you have to make a saving throw because you already had your long rest.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, I'm good. I'm really good. I had a
Yes.
beautiful sleep last night.
Yeah, all of you guys do a little bit of a broken sleep, and we'll be waking up in the morning fully rested, and we'll be starting the sessions in the morning. And we will continue from there, although it went a little bit different direction from where I would expect. And in the morning...
Yeah, that's what happens when you randomly set a fire.
Exactly. I was like, how am I gonna fix this? Oh.
In the
Well,
morning...
investigation is not to move up.
You guys would actually see the Aravan. You would wake up with Woru and Vitalis in your tent. And we'll end the session from there. And woo!
That was interesting. Oh shit. Okay.
Excitement! Destroy everything!
I literally no, I just kind of put my foot into a bunch of plates. I didn't break any of those. But it's just like oh.
To give you guys more options, in terms of your, I don't know, your mindset is entirely fixated. If you do fight them, there is a chance that you do win. Although you should still try to fight in adventurous states, but conversations through persuasion may not be the only solution. I'm just saying that there are multiple solutions. Conversation is fine, deception is fine, lying, bribery, planting evidence, straight up lying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But like none of us have a plus to persuasion or charisma, so you do?
I'm saying that
you did terribly.
Persuasion.
Yeah.
You got what?
I have +7 persuasion, dude. When I rolled a nat 1, it was still an 8.
You're a sorcerer.
Yeah.
I forgot.
But I think definitely setting the house on fire would hasten the progression of the story significantly because it skips all of that.
Because we're up against time, that actually helps. Because we have 4 days to get everyone back to the bees.
Oh shit, we only have a certain amount of days?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the party's in 4 days.
you're
We just
right.
finished an entire day.
You have
Until
spent
it's like
1
dawning
day.
on the second day.
Second day is when we're going griffin riding. I think after that he'll be
No,
super happy.
I'll say it's just a number of long rests that you had. I say you have a 3 long rest. Yeah.
So
I
if
say
we don't
we-
sleep, we have
And-
infinite amount of days.
Also, that's what they said. But if the thing goes wrong, party will still be happening. I mean, it's just delayed, right? Or maybe not, cause coronation, cause these people, actually cars don't want to delay. But yeah, that time, when the time comes, if you guys don't do it, then we'll talk about it. But I'm sure the next session you guys actually can clear this up, unless things go horribly wrong.
Unless I start another fire.
And
If you do, I'm probably just gonna kill your character myself.
speaking of which, your 4 short rests, if you are actually going for the griffin hunt, is actually a very short time, because it takes 4 hours to travel, 8 hours to travel to there. So that would be like 1 day trip for them if there was a griffin hunt.
Out of curiosity, because you said the griffins are on the cliffs, is that in the direction of the bats?
No. There is the mission brief map, and Cliffside is on to the west, and you guys are currently on the east. So you actually have to pass
Yeah,
through
I closed my notes out.
You actually have to pass through the middle section, which is Endless Nectar, the beehive, in order to get there, but you have to take a detour. So it'll take
Or
you a
if
little
we
bit
manage to capture a griffin, we can fly.
Fly, you fools! Yeah.
Oh no! Stop.
But yes, I'll say that we'll end the session here. I hope you guys have fun. I think it was way too much talking in a way. I think there should be more interesting. Was this session fun for you guys?
Yeah.
If you
There's
think
a-
that it was like if you guys felt like I was blocking way too much, I could try to like adjust the
No, in my
thinking
mind,
ability of NPC a little bit too, something like that.
no, in my mind, every character is gonna have like their session, so to speak.
Oh,
So, like, you know,
Just like how this is my campaign, you know, that kind of thing.
Honestly, I feel really sorry for Noni because we keep rolling so shitty that all of these potential options we have, we're blocking ourselves off from them.
yep.
And he's got to keep trying to find ways around it.
I think Nani like put some program in the campaign in Roll20 that says we can't roll anything above a 10.
no, I think like
Unless we do Constitution saves, then we all succeed.
honestly, I think it's like my way of thinking that is a problem. I sometimes think that I maybe think of too many things that could go wrong. I think that's the case too. So if you guys do feel that way, do let me know, and then I'll try to at least lessen it a little bit consciously. So
More
example,
dice
the
rolls.
dog poison thing, I don't know that was necessary exactly. Although
It makes sense.
it makes sense, but I mean it's not necessary, right? That could be done without to give you a better chance and whatnot.
True.
Yeah. Stuff like that, like tiny bits. I think I could make the game easier for you guys. Anyway, if you guys, the difficulties are one thing, and also Nemo. Yes, I think this campaign was a little bit too much on talking and investigating, and I don't think that's Yu's strong suit. What do you like to see more in the future, and is there anything that I can help to have your character active more in this type of sessions?
When you has this moment, you'll know.
He grabs an axe, chops Tyrannus in half. Problem solved.
When that boss monster shows up and we need somebody to tank it.
Really, I do want every player to shine time to time. In general, I would like to have the shared highlight if possible. So it is definitely good to know that that type of thing. But yeah, I hope everyone to have fun, and if I can help you to interact in this type of situations, do let me know or any suggestions as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
As I said, it was entertaining. I'm perfectly fine.
All right. Positive feedbacks are good, but negative feedbacks are also welcome. But yes, I'll see you guys off, and I'll be here until everyone signs up. And yeah, have a nice day.
I'll see y'all next week then.
Have a good one.
Bye. And Grumpy Turtle. Oh, what happened? What happened? They could have used some cleric actions at the beginning. I was like,
Oh my gosh, I fell asleep and I didn't wake up. I had like 4 alarms set on my phone and none of them got to me.
yeah, things happen in life. So, well, it is good to know that you're safe. Woo.
Yeah.
I will post the recordings of the sessions just like I did for Parstrax.
Cool.
And to make you feel more relevant to the story and how you like to do stuff, I'll set it in the next session, beginning or outside of the thing. If you want to do like one check or cast any spells to alter the things a little bit or give you more informations, let me know and I'll say that you did that in the past.
All right. Well, I'm still like not used to using spellcasters.
Yeah.
Clerics, they have access to all their spells, but they have to choose what spells are prepared for the day, right?
Yes. So right now you're taking a long rest, finishing, so you can redo your spells for the morning.
Okay. So I will prepare my spells for more of a negotiation instead of more of an adventure.
Depends on where you guys actually take it, because I actually expected some combats here and there, but they actually avoided them all.
Oh yeah, well
So,
there's aggressive negotiations, right? So I'll be prepared for those.
yeah,
But like I have like create water and create food. You know, we're in a town, we're kind of safe. I don't need that. You know.
They actually spend one outside, so that is that actually. They should expend one ration. Thank you for reminding me. I did say that, but I don't know if they did it or not, so I'll double check at the beginning of the session.
Okay, well, like at the end of the day, if we haven't like really done anything, I can. If I still have the spell slot, I would just create 15 pounds of food before passing out, and then we would wake up and have breakfast, and then.
Yeah. These guys will not give you any rations, so that's actually good. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunt for yourself. But yeah. Hopefully next week I'll see you on time.
Yes. Yeah, just my sleep schedule is I'm awake at night and then sleep during the day. But these last 2 days I was trying to get back to the being awake on the day schedule and sleep at night. And I was like, I just have to push through Monday, stay away for the campaign, and crash after this. But that's it.
That happened to me.
Sorry,
you didn't sleep in the morning, right?
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, I did that before. I'm like, I'm gonna fix my schedule. I'm not gonna sleep the whole day, and it'll be good.
Yeah. So
that happened to me before, so that's fine.
Super embarrassed.
I understand, but yes, video I'll be uploading somewhere tomorrow, I think, or tonight. It depends on how it goes. And
okay, yeah, I'll definitely be able to see it tomorrow.
And really, do let me know anything that you would like to check in this session that you missed out, because I think it does a double purpose. One is that it kinda how do you say, makes you watch the video in a way so that you know what's going on. So that I want to make sure that you do follow up, because the missing session sometimes is like, I have no idea what's going on next session. So I'm just in case. So watch the video, and if you want to make one check, I'll say that you can, and mostly should be information related or person checks of how this person felt, or getting some evidences in the meantime, stuff like that, or talking to random people. I'll say that can have outside of the thing too. So let me know, and Nemo will write down the write-ups too, I think. So that will be done there, and yeah.
Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. But yes, see you guys next week. See you next week.
Yep. Good night.
Good night.